So this is a 2020 Intech Pursue. I've had it for a few months now, made quite a few modifications, and I thought I'd share with you guys a few of those. Many are repeated and some are unique, so stay tuned here and I'll take you through what I've done. Very typical mod that I've seen on these trailers are these truck wheel well storage units. I gotta say, I wouldn't buy them again, but now that I've got them mounted, I have discovered that keeping dirty stuff in here, levelers, wheel chocks, etc., is really great. Drilled a couple holes in the bottom for drainage, so they're easy to hose out. They have warped a little bit in the sun, but at the end of the day, they do still lock and they serve the purpose well. If you're an Intech trailer owner, Pursue, Explore, Chase, you have got to have this installed. I tell you, the door issues that I've read online are scary, and I have gone many months without any issue myself until just today when I failed to close that, just moving the trailer around the property, and the door came open. I couldn't believe it. So if you have one of these trailers, you better get one of these installed by your dealer or do it yourself. I did it myself. Took me about 15-20 minutes. Measure 3 times, drill once. So I really struggled with what to do to the front of this trailer. I ended up choosing to install this rack, and I find that this is going to be really helpful for storage, for a bin, maybe some firewood. I went ahead and mounted some roto packs. They actually fit quite well to the side of this. Just some basic hardware from Home Depot or Lowe's, and that did the trick to get me going. Because I installed this rack though, the table that comes with the trailer wouldn't fit anymore. So I did a little aluminum work, Velcro, little hinge, and made my own just stay in place table. Folds up real easy and then stores away with a Velcro strap. I also do store my generator right here in the summertime. Makes about 100 pounds in addition to the tongue weight, which is certainly not good. I tow with a Jeep JKU, and so at 350 pounds tongue weight, I am really maxed out. But in the wintertime, we have other options, which I'll get into in a second here with the diesel heater. Takes that tongue weight right down around 250, which is perfect for the Jeep JKU. We love to camp in the fall and in the winter, and so heat is important. So what I decided to do is take the factory battery that normally sits in this compartment, and I moved it up top right inside the wall here. There's a flat storage area in there. I took that opportunity to migrate from a lead acid to lithium, and I'll show you that in another section of the video. So in its place, I installed this Chinese diesel heater. Cut a hole in the wall, 3-inch hole saw, ran the heater line in there, hooked everything up. All the lines come out of the bottom through a hole that was here for battery drainage, which ended up working out perfectly. And then I've got my cables here. I just went with some basic SAE plugs so that I can plug things in. I got my main power, and this one's for heater. And then I've got my solar coming in out here through the ZAMP plug, which I'll take you through here in a minute. The reason for the power setup like this is that the shower unit is removable, and inside the shower unit is also an SAE plug that I can plug right into here so that we can take the shower in just the Jeep if we choose to boondock without the trailer. So for that diesel heater that I installed, just to give you a quick insight, on the inside here where I drilled that hole, here is the vent, which also rotates so you can move it around. This thing puts out a lot of great heat. So I've been working with solar for quite a while now, and I'm certainly no expert, but I have found that this 3-panel setup on the top of my Thule bin here, just a basic kind of gnarly wire coming down here into this ZAMP plug. Common question I see a lot is, what do I do from this plug? Let me tell you, I can understand the confusion. So without getting into a lot of wiring nightmare, there's a couple wires that are going to come in off the back side of that down into here. I have fed them over to a Renogy Wanderer solar control charger. I've got it set, you can see blue for lithium. The green light for battery says we got some power over there, and PV's blinking right now because the sun just set, and there's no voltage coming from the panels. But from there, I'm coming out of here, and then this is input right here from the solar panels on the roof. And then this is going out to the actual battery itself. This was extremely easy to install, and for all of you that are confused about how do I go from this plug to getting to my battery and all of that, it's a lot simpler than you might think, but there are a few steps that you'll need to learn along the way. I'm not sponsored by or supporting Renogy in any way. I just happen to choose this based on reviews and my needs. This has been more than enough. I'll tell you, this lithium Battleborn battery, which I'll show you on the inside, will run this fridge for 3 or 4 days without a charge. It's pretty incredible. So let me take you inside here and show you the battery that I ended up doing. So up here in the front of the Pursue is a nice shelf storage area. And what I did is I just drilled a small hole right here, and I ran those battery leads into here, installed this Battleborn up here on the top. I got a battery tray here bolted through to the floor, and then the battery is strapped on, and then the leads off of that. I did make room for a second one, thinking that I might install 2 and run them in parallel. However, I'll tell you, the experience that I've had so far with this one really outshines any lead acid battery that I've ever had. So highly recommend the Battleborn if you can afford it. Let me tell you, it's an investment. It was a lot of money for me, but I bit the bullet, and I'm really glad I did. One of the mods I worked probably the most on is this awning in the rear. Believe it or not, this is homemade. So what I ended up doing here is, by the way, all these parts are Amazon or local Home Depot, Lowe's. But these are a couple of poles I got off of Amazon, some basic hardware, made a mounting tube and connector here. This is a little ghetto. Still working on that. I have a plan. It's just on order. But anyway, these telescope out. These hook on here with some grommets that I got off of Amazon. These Velcro. So everything here is just Velcro. One of those on each side. And then I had a little drooping issue in the water collection. So I just bought some basic tent poles off of Amazon. They loop over here in the middle, and they give enough rigidity to hold the ends out for extra shade, and they keep the water from pooling in the middle. So, you know, jury's still out on this. We're still testing it, but it definitely helps when it comes to shade. Rain is another story. Not that you'd want to have the rear doors open if it was really pouring down rain, but it is awful nice to lay here at night and be able to have the doors open, net on if it's buggy, and have protection from the sun and potentially the rain. Storage is always an issue, so we decided to put a bed frame in our Pursue. The legs came at 12 inches. I cut them down to 9, and we did that based off the height of these bins, which make for some great little roll in and roll out storage. 2 in the back, 2 in the front. It works pretty well. So where do you put everything else? The chairs, the table, etc. We decided to put a Thule on the roof, and let me tell you, this was no easy feat. So the Thule is plenty big. I ended up mounting solar panels to the top of it, which I've absolutely loved. This Thule opens left and right, both directions, so when we're parked, I can tip it open and get those solar panels angled at the sun. Well, I'll tell you, one of the challenges I had with this was this gap you can see right here. Now, I have a newer 2020 unit with a Dometic AC, no fan or venting on the top. all my venting is on the side. So what I did is I got some aluminum 2-inch tubing here and made these little risers that gives me just enough clearance to get that rail across the top of the AC. So while it does stick up a little higher than I was hoping for, it's no higher than the Jeep. And this upper roof storage has been really nice, like I said, to put dirty items or whatever. You can see I've got some extra feeds coming off the solar panels there. I've got some folding solar panels that I can put out as well. I tap them right into there, and then that gets that battery charged up even faster. Camping can't be complete without a clean body, and let me tell you, we love our showers. So I didn't mount this unit. This is a very typical setup I've seen many people do. I didn't mount it to the trailer because we like to take it with us in the Jeep as well. But I do have a pretty good setup going here. So when we're at camp with the trailer, we can just take this off here. We've got our gas quick connect and our water quick connect right here that feeds in down below. And right here, shower is literally set up in just like 5 minutes. Of course, this is the shower curtain inside of here. And zip this. This is going to fold down and create about a 3x3 room for you. Put a water tank underneath. Ran water up to the front there. Here's the fill valve right here to the water tank. And as you can see, I've got it mounted up right under there. Hi, Utah. All right, well, I think that about does it. If you guys have any questions, I'm always happy to answer. Like I said, I'm no expert at any of this. I'm just your typical guy who knows how to hack a few things. Everything I've done here is either stuff I bought off of Amazon or my local hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's. Just a lot of trial and error and experience out on the road trying to figure out what works best, and we're finding this to work quite well for us.